Okay, hi. So you're an engineering student probably and want to become a successful engineer. So here are some tips from my side, as I'm an engineering student as well, between my third and fourth semester, how to become successful in your study. So quickly want to remind you that 50%, at least in Germany, break up their first study. So that you are not the part of these 50% who break up their study. And that's why I want to make this video and want to explain how to prepare yourself perfectly. Okay, so I will start with time management and I will go to sleep time. Then I will talk quickly about anti-stress, old exams, and useful home screens. So time management. You have two repetitions after your, for example, class at when you have a class at Monday. So let's say you have a class here, then I highly recommend to do one repetition immediately. I repeat immediately after this class, if possible, and then latest one day again. So by that you don't forget as quickly as others do what the class was actually about. Because there's a very good graph to show here. Let me see real quick. Here. Okay, so if you don't repeat what you have learned like 1 week, okay, then you will be here. Then you will be able to remember between 30 and 40% of what the class was actually about. If you repeat it one day or like 1 hour immediately after the class, you remember about 50 to 60%. That's where you want to be. Then you're back to 100%, and one day after that, you remember about 70%. And then if you repeat it 7 days again and 30 days again, you probably will remember what the class was about. If you do it like most students do, who don't repeat what the lecture was about, then they will end up somewhere here at between 20 to 30%. And to work back to 100% is a lot of stress. So that's why I highly recommend to do your first repetition and then your second repetition. Then let's talk about sleep times. You need at least, I repeat, you need at least 8 hours of sleep. If you don't get that, you won't be able to concentrate 8 to 10 hours a day. Your first semester will very likely be stressful because in the first and second semester, most engineering students are going to get kicked out. And that's why you need a lot of concentration. And I mean, it's not that hard to focus a long time if you do have enough sleep, enough breaks in between, and if you're not fully stressed, if you have a plan and when you stick to the plan, or like when you have a plan, a good plan, and when you stick to it. If it's a bad plan, then it's not worth sticking to it, right? So then we'll go on to anti-stress. Yeah, it's probably the same topic. Only the ones who are not well prepared, who don't do the repetition, the first repetition and the second repetition for the lecture, only the ones who don't do the homework, for example, will be fully stressed. If you have your exams, for example, here in January, yeah, and if you start to study like in December, you will definitely be stressed because you have to repeat October and all the stuff from November in between December and January. That's a hell lot of stress. I can guarantee you that. So that's why you definitely want to repeat your stuff. That's why you want to do your homework as soon as possible and before everyone else has started to do it. It's at the least stress if you try to be finished. If you try to be finished or like have finished your homework as the first person from your whole class, because then you have already done the whole work before everyone else and you will have no stress. I guarantee that. Then next topic, alt exams. I highly recommend to check out alt exams from other students, get in contact with them, ask other students what they study, and if they study the same, then ask them for their WhatsApp numbers and ask them, hey, could you maybe send me your old exams? They will very likely send that to you. Then useful home screens. For example, I have for university stuff a whole home screen for myself. Then for private stuff, I have my own home screen. And then in this university home screen, I have a shortcut. I mean, you can build that yourself. If you go, for example, here to Steuerungstechnik, it's basically opening the tabs of what you need. I need to open a special Safari tab, my browser tab, and then my GoodNotes. Yeah, it's basically that. For example, when I have informatics, computer science, then I press this button and I have immediately opened up where I have left. Yeah, that's basically it. I hope you are successful in your study. Oh yeah, what I could maybe also talk about real quick is I have a to-do list. Okay, so the calendar is where you need to be at what time. And then, if you don't know what to do, I have my to-do list. For example, I have this list and I write everything in there what I want to do. Okay. And for example, if I have computer science, informatics, however you want to call it, and in case I don't know what to do, yeah, then I can also always go to this list and say, hey, okay, I need to watch this video and I need to search up the definition of declaration and so on. And yeah, by that I don't forget what I have to do. Yeah, I guess that's probably it. If you have any questions or if I remember something which I want to tell you, I will write it into the comment section and I wish you good luck.